you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a ranger, so I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky man. 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 I am a lucky man.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and you're tuned into Speed Lane. My name is Mary Cynthia. I am your host for today. And with me in the studio are...
Stephanie Bartholomew.
Kenneth Kwafanuti.
Okay, now Speed Lane is that show where we talk about the issues affecting everyday lives and also give you a chance to share your perspective. Today on the show, our focus is back to school. You know, it's almost that time when kids resume back to school, so we are looking at the new change that occurred during this break. That is the new education policies in Benue State. You heard about the new education policies, right? Kenneth and
Yes.
Stephanie. Okay, the government has announced that there will be no more customized textbooks, no more compulsory after school lessons, and no more nursery or primary school graduation parties. And a lot of parents seem really happy about this. They say it will reduce unnecessary spending and pressure. But here's the twist. If many people thought it was a problem, why didn't they complain earlier? Maybe if they had spoken up, who knows? The government would have acted right
Before
about it,
now,
right?
even.
Yes. Okay, so we are going to be breaking this down, and then if you're out there listening, you too can be part of the show when you call us on 09036485868. That is 09036485868 to share your opinion on the new education policies. Okay, so like I said, and like I asked previously, we all know about the policies, right? Like the new education policies that was recently announced. That's on the 15th of August this year. Okay. So what do you think about it in general, Stephanie? Like, does it meet you on a happy state, or what do you think about it? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, generally I am particularly happy about it, yes, because in one way or the other I have also been affected.
Okay.
So yeah, hearing that was a relief. It brought a kind of relief, and it's indeed a good development, yes.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, how about you, Kenneth?
Well, this is a welcome development. For some of us, we've been agitating for this for a long time.
Okay.
Like where my children to school,
Yeah.
we've been discussing about this in the PTA meeting.
Okay.
And even before this new policy came in,
Yes.
based on the pressure from the PTA, the school management had to revert to
Okay.
using books that will be transferable to the younger learners coming behind.
Yeah.
So for government to come in, it's a welcome development, so that
Okay.
all schools around will key into this.
Yeah.
And parents too will get that relief of, before you buy a book, that book has that's a book with a workbook in one.
Yeah.
By the time you buy that book, they use this book and then they dump it.
True.
Each session you go back to buying a new
For
book. Yeah,
other
ones too. So, but with this policy now, it's going to make it easier for parents. All what I believe you need to do is just to get a workbook.
Okay.
And that's all. But for the textbooks, they will continue. You continue moving them. You transferable to the other ones coming behind.
Okay. If you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today we are looking at the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 090-3648-5868 to share your opinion on the new policies, education policies in Benue State. Okay, so Ken and Stephanie, we are going to take this one after the other. Let's break it down. Let's actually get into it and see how, like, the interesting part of it, or let's say which one makes you happy the most. And for it, we say the first policy, that's the unpopular use of restricted customized education materials such as tests or exercise books in Benue State schools, making them non-transferable to subsequent learners, is hereby abolished. All schools are, by this notice, directed to revert automatically to the traditional practice of senior students or pupils using and passing textbooks down to pupils and students in lower classes. Wow, that's interesting if you ask me, because usually it's like you have to buy, let's say you have 4 kids, you have to buy mathematics textbook for primary 1 for that first child. When he or she is in primary 1, you're buying that textbook. When the next one comes to primary 1 again, you're still buying that textbook and all of that. So, like, what would you comment on this, Stephanie? How do you think this has directly impacted you? How happy does it make you? I just want you to comment. Just say something about it.
Well, it actually made me happy because I remember back then I used textbooks and I transferred to my younger ones. And then now it's my time and my children cannot use a book and transfer to their younger ones.
Yeah.
So and that has brought about financial burden. It has been a financial burden because you have to keep buying this textbooks.
Yeah, you have to buy for.
You have children who still need this textbook, but they can't be used again. You have to buy all over again.
Okay. That's like the school making it for their own gain alone, not actually considering.
They don't consider
parents.
what the parents are going through, I guess so. So we still have to keep doing this all over and over again, and it has really brought a relief, and I'm actually happy about this one. Yes.
Okay, so if you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today we are looking at back to school. That is our focus, and we are talking about the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868 to share your opinion on what you think, which policy do you like the most, or how this policy we just read out pertaining the textbook, reusable textbook and all of that, how they affect you as a person. Okay, so back to you, Kenneth, about this policy pertaining the reuse of textbook, exercise book and all of that. What do you actually think? How does it affect you? Should I say positively or negatively? Or even if it makes you happy, how happy does it make you, and why does it make you happy?
All right, for me personally, as a parent, right now I have 2 children in school.
Okay.
The senior one is going to basic 1.
Okay.
Why the one following that one is going to grade 2. Okay, imagine that if they had allowed this policy to be in place before, the books the senior one has used and dumped now
would have been passed down.
to the one going to grade 2,
Yeah.
And so for me, it's a welcome development, and I appreciate the state government for making this policy come into place.
Okay. Okay, if you have just tuned in, remember you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today we are focusing on back to school, the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us now on 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. 485868 to share your opinion. And for now, we are talking about the first policy, which states that the user to allow reuse of textbook, exercise book from students, and also pass down to younger pupils. Yes. Okay. So still on the textbooks, like, do you feel, let's say if you were in the position of, should I say, the school authorities or the people who actually puts down these rules and stuff like that in the first place, if you were on their side, do you also think that they are taking it likely? Like, do you feel like this is also good news to them, or do you feel like, okay, hello,
good morning.
good morning, sir, please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Mr. Maki Ferdinand. I'm calling from International Market.
Okay,
Road.
let's hear from you.
Okay, I didn't get I just tuned in now.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Ferdinand. We are looking at back to school. That is the new education policies that was implemented by the government. And the first one we're talking about now is the unpopular use of restricted, customized education materials such as tests and exercise books in Benue State. That is to permit reuse of those textbooks and all of that to younger pupils and the rest. What do you think about that?
Okay, first of all, I would like to appreciate the state government for bringing in such a law.
Okay.
Because before the law came into place, I was actually thinking on what I was going to do with all the books I have in my house. I was thinking, should I open a mini library, or I should somebody to take them to that they sell books somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. The second thought, I was like, should take them to my village and just give the people in my village so that they will just be going through it. While I have kids, my daughter is even yet to start.
Okay.
To even go in.
All right.
So I was just thinking.
Hello, can you hear us? Okay, we lost him, but he had an interesting thing because I mean, he was asking, should he go and sell these books, or should he carry them?
That's what everyone has been thinking, honestly, because the books are piled up there. You don't even know what to do with them,
and there's no one
you
to
can't
use
move
them.
them. Even if you send it to the ones, they're not using it for educational purpose. They'll still have to buy.
They're even tearing those papers and making them into their own. You know, the kids these days, when they even come back with those books, like, they already know that, okay, when my younger sister or brother is going, they're going to buy him his own.
Yes, there's only preserving it.
They're tearing it and doing all kind of
course.
stuff with it. Okay, so should what do you think about, let me say, children who have always been careless with all these books and all of that? Like, I mean, what would you caution the parents now to start making sure that these books are also like kept safe for the younger pupils who are coming, so that at least they meet the books in perfect condition and all of that? What would you have to say?
Yeah, and you know, one thing we'll have to learn from this, these children are going to learn how to be disciplined. They're going to learn how to be careful, because they know that, okay, the parents are going to make sure inculcate this value in this kids, such that you see this book you're using, your younger ones coming are going to use it too. So these children begin to learn how to take care of their belongings, to take care of these books, knowing fully whether my younger one is coming to use it, so I have to be careful. I don't have to be careless with it. I have to handle it with care. So this is even going to help them with the way they handle their things.
Yeah, because apart from leaving it for like their younger ones and stuff, you find that a lot of children these days, they don't actually take care of their books, making them to miss like important pages or even stuff that would actually take them through their lessons and stuff. How about you though, Kenneth? What do you think? Like, what would you say to parents to actually make sure that these books are kept safe or neatly used for younger ones to come and take them?
Okay, parents need to educate their kids or learners on how to take proper use of those books. Okay, let's say going back to our days when you buy a textbook And what you do, you look for another paper just to wrap that cover.
Exactly.
You wrap that cover so that
after-
it doesn't get dirty or
Yeah.
like
Worn
that,
out.
stuff like that. We need to bring back that culture, that old culture.
Yeah,
of
because-
before of how we handle our books. For me now, maybe there are some books you go now when I check you see them, they are still new.
Yeah, they are still there.
Based on how
We
I
handled
We
it,
handled
yes.
it well.
and then another thing is maybe the school authority or maybe they should make out a timetable in such a way that these books are not all given to these learners at the
Yes,
same
Okay.
time.
that's
You,
Yeah.
another
you know, okay,
point.
today this is what I have. This is what I'm going to learn for today.
Yeah.
So, okay, you just pick that one and you go to school with it.
Okay.
Or maybe the school should have a library whereby these books are kept.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody
Yes,
has a
because
section
having to-
where
yeah.
your name is attached. Okay, you have this
True.
subject for today.
But you know
Pick your
this-
book and then you put it back.
These schools actually
that.
have libraries, just that the books there are not, should I say, sufficient for each pupil to come. And if one person is using now, you find out when a student goes to the library to get a book, they are like, people have borrowed this one all now, so you have to wait or maybe come back later and stuff like that.
What I mean is, each
For this,
class,
their personal
yeah,
books.
this their personal books. Each
Or
class
let's say
should have a
shelf.
book, a bookshelf.
Yeah.
where the places
ones they
books.
are not
yeah,
using.
the ones that they are not using for that day.
Day,
they are
yeah.
there.
So they don't have to carry all the books
home.
to school.
At times you see these kids, they carry these books and then the bag
The
is
bag,
so
yeah,
heavy
is even
for
very
them to
heavy
carry.
for them,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
So the ones that are not making use of that day, they should be kept home so that they'll be safe, that moving them around, that's when it can even tear or it can be misplaced. So
Yeah.
it's better the ones that are not using for that day, they should keep those ones at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And today we are looking at back to school. Our focus is back to school. And we are discussing the new education policy in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 09036485868. That is 09036485868 to share your opinion on what you think about the new education policies in Benue State, which was brought to us on the 15th of August 2025. And right now we are talking about the first policy pertaining the books, reuse of textbooks and exercise books. That's passing the textbook or exercise book that the senior ones have used down to the younger ones. So call us now if you have any contribution, if you want to say how much this policy has favored you or anything like that.
All right, Mary Cynthia, there's something I want to point out.
Okay.
You know about this textbook and exercise book issue? You know, it gets to the point where some schools will make it mandatory for you to buy these books
Compulsory.
with
Even
them.
exercise books.
And you
Yeah.
must pay in school before you get these books. But with this, I believe you can walk into a bookshop and
Yeah.
you'll be able to buy a book at even a cheaper price.
Yes, it's usually cheaper.
You could imagine you paying for just one, let's say English textbook. You're paying for a child going to basic 1, and they are telling you that book costs 4,650 naira. And maybe by the time you get to a bookshop, you're buying it at the rate of 3,000.
Yeah.
So you could imagine what the school owners are trying to extort. I would say it's extortion from parents. So with this, I believe we'll see a change.
Okay. Well, that wasn't the only policy. There was also the second policy, which states that compulsory and extended lessons after regular school hours ceases except where parental rights are sought and granted. This one is actually talking about those extra lessons where they have to make children pay
Yes.
1,500, 3,500 and all of that
5,000.
5,000 to just after the whole school hours are over again, another extra time to spend in school and all of that. So what do you think though, Stephanie? Do you feel like that part was even necessary, like those extra hours spent in school? Was it necessary?
Well, I don't know, children should have limits, to learning actually. Yeah, so it depends on when they close from school and then forcing it on them actually, because most of these parents, they know how their children go to school. Maybe some of them didn't even take enough food and then you're forcing them to still see an extra hours. And then, like the policy says, it still depends anyway, because most of these parents after school they have the time to still put their children through.
Yeah.
So there's no need forcing these children to pay for extra lesson fees when their parents are there at home, or they have people at home who can still put them through.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be no need for that. So they don't have to be paying again. It's that's actually not. It doesn't go
too
well
much,
with such parents.
yeah.
Too much on them, owing to the what they have to pay.
And I think apart from even the parent side, when they have to spend money and all of that, even on the children themselves, I mean, if you're learning too much, like non-stop, after this series of subjects, you still go over them again and all of that.
Seriously, they need to rest.
In that
Their brains
environment.
needs to rest too. Yeah.
Okay.
So
if you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And today we are looking at back to school, the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 09036485868. That is 09036485868. Call us to share your opinion. And right now we are asking about the second policy, which states that to cease extra lessons, that is after compulsory school hours, to cease compulsory after lessons that's outside the school. So you can call us and contribute. How does this policy favor you? How does it affect you? How are you taking it? Are you happy about it? Just express to us what you think about it, even if it makes you happy. Okay, so Kenneth, I would like you to comment on that as well. And that is apart from the parent side where they are happy they have to spend less money and all of that. How about on the children's side? Do you feel like this favors them at all?
In a way, I don't think, because by the time you're compounding, how will I even put it? A child's brain is not like that of an adult. You go from, let's say from 7 down to 1.
Yeah.
And then from 1, let's say down to 3. At times when these kids go home again, they have lesson at home.
yes, their parents still
it
have
becomes
lesson
too
teachers.
much for that child. It will even make that child confused.
Yeah, because when there's too
Yeah.
much, they tend to forget.
They tend to forget. So me, I don't buy that idea. I'm in support of this.
Okay. Okay, so if you're listening, if you've just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today we are looking at the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation where you call us on 090364858. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is IK manager from North Bank.
Okay, IK manager, can you tell us what you think about this policy?
In fact, God will bless the cabinet that did the committee.
Amen. Okay.
See what I'm telling you? Even as we are speaking now,
Mhm.
are you hearing me?
Yes.
They say that they have a moral lesson at the
I'm telling you,
Holiday
extra
lessons.
holiday lessons.
holiday lesson. If you go to school now where they are having that holiday lesson, the teachers are browsing their handset.
Yeah, not actually focusing on the students.
And I paid 3,000 naira for my children.
Mm-hmm.
What a rubbish is that? Even that lesson after school, they are not teaching anything again in the school.
Mhm.
After that lesson, when everybody has gone, then they will start playing.
Yeah.
I have an experience, somebody who is living in my compound.
Okay.
The teacher didn't know that the parents were at home. And after school, after about 5 minutes, he sent the children back home.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, the teacher now came to collect money.
Yeah.
What a hope is this?
Okay.
So
Okay.
God bless the government for this initiative.
All right.
I'm very, very happy.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Okay. We just heard from manager IK, and he seems really excited and happy about it because if you actually listen to what he said, he makes a lot of sense. When you actually go to that extra lessons, apart from the students who are tired, the teachers can also be tired.
Very
But
well.
then because I don't know, is it because of the money
Mary,
part?
this has been turned into a money making
Making
venture. I'm telling you, this is what you
Yeah.
do just to get money.
Even when they
That's
are
it.
tired, they are
So
still
they
making
don't
those
even
kids.
put in their best too. The
They're just
teachers.
making the kids stay there. So before if the kids go home after collecting money, their parents will definitely question. I mean, we paid for extra lessons, so why are you at home by this time and all of that? And I think there are some parents though that were actually sending these kids. They actually want the kids to stay that long, not because they feel like they're going to benefit from it, but maybe their work schedules.
Yes, that's
Uh-huh.
one thing again. They're not always around,
Not-
or they'll not be around yet. So they want the students also be in school, thinking they might be safer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like they are not actually thinking about their kids. If they are just sending them away so they'll have their own time and all of that, they're not actually thinking about the impact it has on the kids themselves. Okay, if you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today we are looking at that is back to school. Our focus is back to school, and we are looking at the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868 to share your opinion on what you think about the new education policies that have been implemented, brought to us on the 15th of August 2025. Now, another interesting policy, which was, it states that all compulsory school graduation ceremonies in Benue State are hereby abolished, especially for kindergarten and the nursery and basic schools. Now, this one is really interesting because I don't know, this is the one that we have, let's say, some parents who are actually disagreeing. But okay, let's hear from you though, Stephanie. How does this one benefit you? How do you think about it?
This one too. Yeah, it's almost the same thing. Makes you the parents spend so much. You have to buy the gown, the graduation gown. You have to make the children's hair, buy accessories here and there. There's a lot. You pay for food. There's a lot to be done, and it drains a lot. So this one, and I don't even see the need. Seriously, I don't see the need. Where are you graduating to from kinder 1 to kinder 2?
I'm telling you.
Kinder 2 to kinder primary 1, primary 3. You start wearing graduation gown in kindergarten, in a nursery class. So what happens when you graduate from the university? Where is the excitement again? So it doesn't. Kai, I just love this one, honestly. This one too, it's a nice one.
Yeah, because I mean the little kids, the kindergarten, it's not actually necessary.
not
At that
necessary.
stage, they're just introducing
They
them
don't
to
even know what it means.
exactly. They're just getting used to staying away from their
I
parents.
mean, it's just the only thing I can see there is just for fun, and then maybe it just creates memories for these little kids. They are happy, but you can do all the exciting things without having to even tax the parents to you must pay for this,
Graduation fee.
fees. No,
Academic down.
academic gowns
For kindergarten.
For kindergarten. Seriously.
Okay. So how about you though, Kenneth? Let's hear your own comments on this policy as well, pertaining the graduation ceremonies, especially for kindergarten and nursery and basic schools.
This is a welcome development.
Okay.
I've been an advocate of this for a long time ago. You could imagine a child from kindergarten, you're saying graduation. Graduating to where? This should be done in such a way that, okay, those who have excelled well.
Yeah.
You tell me it's speech and
A
award
prize
or
giving
prize and
day.
award giving day.
Yes.
You're not saying graduation.
Yes.
Graduating to where? Because one moving from another class to the other class and you're saying you're graduating.
That's
It
not
hasn't gone
actual
to-
graduating.
It hasn't gone to that level.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I'm in full support of this new policy.
Okay. If you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And today we are focused on back to school, the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Call us to share your opinion on what you think on the policy, the new education policy in general, and also for now we are talking about the education policy pertaining graduation ceremonies. How do you think this has affected you? Are you happy about it? Does it relieve some kind of pressure on you as a parent, or even as a student? You might be a student who passed through the whole process. So what do you think about it? Okay, so
Okay, Mary, let me draw you back.
Okay.
So that of lesson. I had a situation
yeah,
with my kids in school. I had paid school fees.
yeah,
They had finished for the term. I went to to collect their result, and I was told that I was not going to be given results simply because I didn't pay for lesson fee.
Really? Lesson
yeah,
Sorry.
we
fee?
actually,
Oh
I was
my
actually
God.
going to mention that because
That
that
was
one
what
is
happened, and I had to go pay for
Whoa.
that lesson before I was.
Can
given
you
the school-
imagine that?
After I had paid school fees.
how does
You know?
lesson fee
Which is
even
the basic.
relate to
I don't understand.
collecting results?
I was so
Whoa.
mad. I was
So there's more to it then.
that's why I told you they've turned this into money making venture. That's just it.
Okay, so it's kind of ridiculous. It's more like, apart from, they don't even find something to make sense that they'll use to collect the money. It's more like anything, they just find it. They could just come up with some random words and say this one is this fee, you have to pay it before you do
Not
this
telling
one.
it lesson fee.
I'm telling you, even apart from the lesson, they could just come up with some sort of words. And most of these parents, they don't actually, should I say, pay attention or actually want to know what that fee is all about, or actually want to inspect, or should I say, actually look into it to know what that fee is all about. They just go and, should I say, pay. And they say we should pay, and after ranting at home and all of that, they will still end up paying even after the quarrel and all of that. Okay, if you have just tuned in, you're listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today our focus is back to school. School has resumed and all, and we are focusing on education policies, the new education policies in Benue State. You too can be part of this conversation when you call us on 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Okay, so there's something I observed. Why do you think parents never complain before now? Because from the feedback we're getting, even from our callers, it feels like, or it seems like, they are actually happy about it. Was it fear, or was it? Hello? Okay. Was it fear, or was it like, or do we Nigerians, do we just wait for something to finish eating us up before we actually complain? Or why do you think parents never complain about it? Stephanie, let's start from you.
That's actually a thing of wonder, because I also have been asking, like, now that this policy is here, everybody's happy about it, everybody's talking about it. So where are these parents that were so excited paying this money?
Exactly. Why did they never say anything?
They will even invite people. My daughter is graduating, my son is graduating, and here they are all happy about it, like it never affected them. Well, that's for everyone to personally say anyway.
Okay.
So I don't know why no one spoke up, or no one was able to say something about it. Everyone was quiet, like maybe they felt they had nothing to do.
Could it be fear?
How would they be
Hello?
afraid?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
The IK manager, second calling.
Okay. I see you connected back. Let's hear from you.
For you to say that the parents are afraid, we are not afraid.
Okay.
We are only intimidated.
Okay.
For instance, a school bank.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to pay for my child, they gave me the prospectus of what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I saw library fee.
Yeah.
There is nothing like library in that school. I started asking that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by library fee, computer fee? Where are they in the school?
Mm-hmm.
Say I should not ask him that question that is, even if I go to another school, they even pay more than you.
Ah.
I have to swallow my saliva. I don't know what to call it. Is it stealing by with pain or
Broad daylight stealing.
we are not afraid.
Okay.
We are being intimidated.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that take. Manager
More like they
IK.
never had a choice.
Yeah. Because they feel like people who implemented this, should I say people who brought about the school and all, they are supposed to know better. So when you just go to school and they say pay for this fee, pay for this and that, you just say, okay, it's the school now. Definitely, they know what they are doing. That's why.
And like school forces it on you, so you have no choice. If you don't want, they tell you to. You can move. You can go.
Even tagging
So-
consequences. If you don't pay for this, you're not getting this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe they didn't know that they don't know where to channel these issues to, or there was no one to speak out for them, or they didn't know that it's something that could be stopped. Yeah. So
On another side, though, I still feel like some parents don't actually investigate. No matter how busy you are as a parent, I feel like you should actually be, should I say, investigating things. Like, it's not just putting your money. What if they are paying for something, or maybe they're actually like the lesson part and they are not doing it? So
I
you're just
think
paying
that's
the
for
money.
those who don't have so much and they don't even care whether it's happening or it's not happening. They just, once they say this is for this, they pay, and they don't even care actually. So like you're saying, people should make out time actually to go to the schools and really find out, to confirm. But for those who this money don't mean anything to them, they don't care, and who don't even have time for their children, they don't even care. So I think it's part of them. So there's nothing one can do about it.
Well, okay. But how about, do you think to some extent there are some parents that don't actually know that, should I say, that some parents that weren't all educated and stuff? Do you know there are some parents that, okay, even if they didn't go to school, they are trying for their children
to go to school and go to the best schools. Yes.
Okay. All right. So in general, on all these policies, how can you advise parents and communities to make their voices heard earlier, so that policies like this don't come late, or if something is actually bothering them, they shouldn't die in silence and all of that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's where the PTA comes in. That's, if you go to schools now, we'll have that PTA, Parents Teacher Association, whereby parents and teachers will come together to discuss things that affect their wards or their children in school, and then about the teachers too.
Yeah.
So when these forums are created, it will go a long way. Like for me, I said,
But the PTs have been there.
they've been there, but I feel
Or is it that their concerns
maybe
are not being looked
maybe their
into?
concerns are not being looked in. For me personally, I told you where my kids are schooling.
Yeah.
We've been complaining about this issue of
Okay,
textbooks.
but nothing has been done.
It was something was done before
Okay.
this new policy came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
because like my son now, when they were doing the speech and award
Prize
whatever,
giving day.
he was given a textbook in English. So I took that book to the school when I was about to pay for school fees,
Yeah.
to ask if I was going to pay for that book.
Yeah.
So I was told no, I shouldn't pay for that book. They will deduct that amount, and I will pay for the remaining books that he needs in school. So I was happy. I was like,
Okay.
no, this is a good one.
Okay. So you feel like you would encourage parents to actually attend those PTA
Yeah,
meetings?
most parents don't attend at all, and then
Okay.
they should create platforms like WhatsApp group.
Exactly.
You know,
Instead of requiring physical presence.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
when you have that WhatsApp group, complaints are dropped on the group. Definitely, somebody will, the school management will look into that.
Okay.
Maybe it will take a time, it will take a while, but definitely something will happen.
Okay, how about you, Stephanie? What would you say? What would your advice be to eradicate this issue of parents not being able to air out their own views and just dying in silence and all of that?
Well, that will be just it for parents to speak up. Yeah, and then if you feel the school is not listening. I think there are other
There are other ways.
bodies, yes, that you can channel your
to hire
worries
people.
to, yes,
Okay.
to be taken care
And
of.
I believe for this policy to be in place, I believe someone has spoken somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if you have been here with us, you heard the discussion and you have been listening to Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And today our focus is back to school. We were looking at the new education policies in Benue State. And I would say it's not really that much of a, should I say, a debate, because most parents are happy about it. So if you have been listening to this, or even if you don't, even if you just joined us, don't forget to remember that policies affect us all, but silence delays change. Speak up early and speak up wisely so that your needs can be attended to. That's all for Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Stay tuned for more of our programs. Thank you. And from me, Kenneth, and Stephanie in the studio, we are saying
You have a
bye.
blessed
Bye.
week.
All right.